going live, and you are looking live at Sold Out Giant Stadium, where today the 16-0 New York Giants are taking on the 0-16 Washington Commanders. Why the Washington Commanders 0-16, huh? Because they suck. Welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody at all out there, anybody going to spend a little bit of time with me here this evening, I greatly, greatly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Or anybody spends any time watching a replay of this, once again, guys, from the bottom of my heart, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Going to try to go about 30 minutes here tonight, as I always do. Try to shoot my mouth off for about 30 minutes. Anybody got anything to say, just throw it in the chat box. I usually check on the chat box like every, 5-10 minutes or so. Usually there's nothing in there. But if something does happen to pop up in there, as I said, I always try to check on it. And, I always try to respond, to pretty much any comment that gets put in there. So just feel free to fire away. All right. And before I get started, if you want to help support my channel, it would mean so much to me. I greatly, greatly would appreciate it. The top link in the description box is a link. You can click on it and help support my channel. I got 3 different memberships. Okay, the first one I got is the Saquon. The second one I got is the Lawrence Taylor. And the third one I got is called the Gridiron. Each one has their own perks to them. There's like loyalty badges, which are pretty cool. They got like different Giants helmets, right? I got 4 emojis that you can use, in the chat box. I'm going to have a 5th one coming up, but it's pretty cool, right? It would, as I said, it would really, really help me out, and I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, right, click the subscribe button below, hit that bell icon. Next time I go live or put out a video, whatever, you'll be notified. Okay, and that's free of charge. And then finally, also in the description box below, I got a Facebook group. Okay, I got a couple pages too, but first of all, I got the group. Okay, it's called, oddly enough, it's called the New York Giants, the Gridiron. Right, there's over 1,800 members in there. Right, we post stuff in there every day. Members post stuff in there as well. Okay, so there's always new stuff going in there every day, fresh stuff. Usually there's like 3, 4, 5, if not more, posts going in there every day. So we try to, keep things fresh in there. And then also there's I got a couple pages here. One I'm not working on right now. It's called This Day in Giants Football History. There's a link. You can click on that one. And that's a page, and you can like and follow that one as well too. Okay, but the one I do, there's a link. It's a page. It's called the New York Giants. Once again, the Gridiron, but it's a page. Right now we have 269 likes. We have 389 people following it. Okay, so please click on that link. Right, like it, follow it too. As I said, once again, it's the same thing as with the group. In the page, I mean, usually every day I put like, 3, 4, 5 things out every day. So usually every day, 7 days a week, there's always new stuff going in there. So I try to keep that fresh. So please feel free. Click on those links there and like, follow, and all of that stuff, right? Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now, well, I'll tell you, man, I went down to South Carolina. That's where my wife's brother lives. Very nice, beautiful. It's beautiful. It's right by Savannah, Georgia. Okay, he's right across the Georgia border, and just in South Carolina. And it's a beautiful area and all that and everything. But we were down there, and my nephew was getting married in Florida. So we were down in Florida while the Giants were losing to the Lions. Then what we did is we came back, okay, after the game was over. And from Florida, we came back to my brother-in-law's house in South Carolina. We stayed the week there for Thanksgiving. We just got in this morning, like 3 o'clock this morning. We left Friday in the afternoon. And I'll tell you what, we lucked out coming home. There was like no traffic, but it was like an 11-hour ride, right? So we were tired by the time we got home. So it was like 3 o'clock in the morning by the time we got home this morning. So But I'll tell you what, gone for like whatever 10 days, and that's why I wasn't putting up any videos, because I wasn't, I wasn't in an area where I, was really was able to put videos up. But tell you what, boy, without going too further into all of that stuff and everything, the only thing, it stinks losing to the Lions. It's just like that's just like a gut punch. It's just like, wow, is that all we got? Wow. But then the real kick in the balls, straight up, one kick in each nut. It's not one hitting both at the same time. One shot hitting the right nut, one good swift kick hitting the left nut. Just straight up, unbelievably. It was just losing to the Cowboys. Well, I can't say we lost to we lost to the Cowboys, and we lost to the refs too, because either I'm not sure if the NFL, told the refs we got to have the Cowboys win, because we want OBJ going to the Cowboys. We need the Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl this year or something like that. Or Vegas called, right? So we're not sure. Maybe both. One of those things you just don't know. But the refs were in on it. So it's tough beating the refs and the Cowboys too. Especially when you have all those injuries, and it's just a good quick kick, swift. 2 kicks, right in each nut. Oh my God. I don't even want to restart talking about it, rehashing up. It's just unbelievable. Absolutely unfreaking believable. But at least the one nice thing is going to lead me into my my first story, okay, that I saw, is that, we're still 7-4. All right. We have, we got Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We got 10 days, okay, from Thursday to the following Sunday, okay? So we're going to lead me into my first story as far as getting some Giants back for the game against the Commanders, okay? Get some guys healthy, right, which we certainly need. But it's we're 7-4, 6 games left. I don't, I don't want to be, Mr. Bad News or Debbie Downer or Nancy Negativity here, or nothing like that. But there's a chance we don't make the playoffs. There's a chance, the injuries we got, there's a chance. Because you can't take the Commanders lightly. They beat us twice last year. Can't take them lightly. We got them 2 games against them. We got 2 games against the Eagles. I'm going to go over this in a couple of minutes. The Eagles have no one hurt. Absolutely no one. Nobody hurt. Right. The Giants, on the other hand, are like number 2 or so in the league as far as guys hurt. It's unbelievable. The Eagles or the Cowboys would not be where they're at if they had the Giants injuries. Plain and simple, period, bar none. They're very, very lucky. Good for them. Okay, but so we got 2 games against the Eagles. Plus, not only the Eagles do not have anybody injured. Okay, they tried out their 22 guys on offense and defense, play the game, and those 22 guys just trot off the field like nothing's wrong. Right, the Giants guys, we can't have guys running wide, routes or anything without popping hamstrings and ACLs. And they're out for the season, and just simply amazing. But we have a hard time just playing up beating the Eagles. Period. Just same thing with the Cowboys. I think we lost to Dak Prescott. I think it's the 10th time in a row we've lost to him. Right, can't beat the guy. Hard time beating the Eagles. We beat the Eagles last year 13-7. But other than that, you can't beat the Eagles, right? Much less when we're healthy, and we just, then we got to play Minnesota, okay, on the road, and we got to play home against the Colts, okay. So you can maybe say, for sure, maybe we'll win 2 more games, so we'll 9-8. Will that be good enough to make the playoffs? Because you can't. I mean, because the way the Cowboys are playing, the way the Eagles are playing, those guys are in the playoffs. All right. Don't count out those Commanders. I mean, we're only a game ahead of them. They only got 5 losses as far as I know, right? I think you're 5-5, right? We got 4 losses. Right? I mean, if the Commanders win this weekend, if they beat us next weekend, we're tied with them. Actually, they would have the lead. Okay, or it's just head to head. All right. So so there's a good chance the Giants don't make the playoffs this year. Is what it is. Is what it is. Sorry, my dog was underneath my legs there. All right, so at least my first story here, okay? The Giants just might get 4 guys to return when they play the Commanders in Week 13. All right. Dable said on Friday morning that 4 players who have been out injured, right tackle Evan Neal, Daniel Bellinger, Ben Bredesen, and outside Azeez Ojulari. It's simply absolutely freaking amazing. The guy's played, I think he's played 2 games this year, 60 snaps. He did something to his freaking calf, I think, while running a sprint in practice, in the preseason and the training camp and all that. And he's only been able to play in 2 games, pretty much half of 2 different games. That's all he's been able to. Simply amazing. And we might get him back. All right. Which we need all, as many guys as we can get back. I mean, Dable says, I think all those guys are improving. They'll have 3 good days of treatment here coming up. We'll see where we were at on Monday. So they got that meaning Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay. The extra 3 days off should give that group some additional time to heal and get them back in the lineup. The Giants have been running on fumes the past several weeks, personnel-wise, starting too many backups and street free agents in key roles. As I said, I mean, there's nobody. I mean, if the Eagles had to do what the Giants are doing, I mean, they'll be fighting for their playoff lives. Same thing with the Cowboys. Right? The results have been glaring as they've been schooled 2 straight weeks by the Cowboys and the Lions. Neal and Bellinger were just 2. The 7 players that were ruled out for Thursday's game against the Giants due to injury. All right, so we had Bellinger, right? We had Neal, Feliciano, and Azudu, right? And Lemieux. So we had like 5 offensive linemen. Okay. I mean, I don't know what the heck it is, Lemieux. I mean, the guy injures his toe, right? In preseason, misses the whole, plays in 1 game. And he's hurt again. I mean, he's not a Shane or Dable guy, and he's not only he's on thin ice, okay, but the ice he's on is cracking, and he's starting to go into the water. Okay, he played 19 snaps last year. I mean, he can't even get into a game and get hurt. I mean, he hurts himself in training camp, just doing a drill. Does something, partially tears his patellar tendon in like the 2nd training camp last year, and it pretty much kills his whole season. So he does something to his toe/foot in the training this season, and he basically ruins his. It's simply amazing. I have no idea how some of these guys, and it's not I hate these guys, it just more or less just pisses me the frick off, But I have no idea how these guys make it through college. I mean, playing all those snaps in college, and they can't even go through a training camp without, it's unbelievable. Simply unbelievable. Then, of course, we had Adoree Jackson with his knee. So basically, our 2 top cornerbacks weren't playing, right? Then you got Fabian Moreau with his oblique, okay? So, it was just our basically our 3 best so far. 3 best cornerbacks were out. Okay, you got Aaron Robinson, right? Out, right? Adoree Jackson. So I mean, I think have the Cowboys take their top 3 cornerbacks, and sorry, they can't play. Okay, then take their tight end Schultz. He can't play. Basically, take their top 3 or 4 wide receivers. 3, just say 3. ABCD, Lamb, no, all those guys they can't play. Then all their offensive linemen. We'll give them 1 offensive lineman, 1 starting offensive lineman. They can pick whoever they want, and the rest of those guys got to be backups. Okay, and we'll see how they do. Right. Good luck. Same thing with the Eagles. Okay. Take their starting tight end out. All their top 3 wide receivers, they're gone. Their best 3 cornerbacks, they're gone. They can't play. You know what I mean? Take out all their starting out. We'll give them 1 starting offensive lineman. The rest are backups or third stringers. And let's see how many games you win. Right. But that's the life of the Giants. I've said it 300 million times. Nothing can derail a season faster than injuries. And that's all the Giants get. Injuries. But hopefully, if we're lucky, we'll get some of those guys back. Okay, if we're lucky. Now, just to show my point of view here, I am subscribed to, it's called the things, Man Games Lost. Okay. Now, what they got here, the Giants, okay, are, they show you how many games, right? The teams games lost due to injuries. Okay, so the Giants right now are number 5, but they haven't in this system here. They've only had them play the 10 games. Okay, they haven't updated it where they've lost the games when they played the Cowboys. Okay, due to injury. All right, so as of right now, the Giants are number 5. They've lost 153 games, man games, due to injury. But that doesn't include, I said, the games against the Cowboys. They're number 5, but 2 of the teams in front of them, the Arizona Cardinals and the New Orleans Saints, they played 11 games. Okay, so they played 1 more game than the Giants. So if the Giants, okay, would easily be in the top 3, okay, without question. Arizona's got 158 games missed. All right, Seattle's got 158, and the Giants have 153. But I mean, the Giants, I said the Giants would probably be in the top 3. All right, if they included the guys that they missed this weekend, this Thursday. Okay, the Giants would be at least top 3 or top 4. Okay, without question. Now we go. Now it also here, what it has is not only in the man games lost. I wish I could show you this stat here, but it tells you how many games the Giants lost, but also each team has a bubble around their name on a chart. The bigger the bubble, okay, the more let's see here. Now what we got here. The New Orleans Saints and San Francisco 49ers are the most impacted by their injuries by lost games, weighing the career quality of the players. Okay. The Philadelphia Eagles and the Minnesota Vikings are the least affected, lost by the quality of their players, but due to injuries. Okay. The bigger the bubble, the more the team is affected by it. Like, meaning like a bubble would be like a cornerback, right? A quarterback, right? Maybe the left tackle or something like that. Guys that really, influence the game. Okay. The Philadelphia Eagles. Okay. Let's see where they at. The Philadelphia Eagles are, they're number 30. Okay. But they're the only team that does not have a bubble, meaning that the Eagles and the Vikings are least affected by their injuries, meaning that if anybody that got injured by the Eagles are pretty much like the backup water boy, maybe their 13th string punter, their 858th string left guard are injured. Those are the guys that are injured for the Eagles. Absolutely nobody. Okay. They're the only team on this whole that does not have a bubble. Every other team has a bubble, meaning that they're affected, somewhat by their injuries. Now, as I said, the bigger the bubble, the more the team is affected by their injuries. Okay. The Eagles don't even have, all I see here is PHI, meaning Philadelphia. There's no bubble. There's just those 3 letters, meaning they're absolutely affected, absolutely not at all by any injuries that they have. Okay. What a joke. What an absolute, I mean, good for them. But, let's keep that in mind when they're winning all these games. Okay. So basically it's like, I mean, you got, they're whoever their starting team was in the beginning of the year, that's their starting team right now. While every other team they're playing has their 13-string guard in there, their 15-string wide receivers in there. And, good luck trying to win a football game like that. Meanwhile, the Eagles have their first string, everybody in there. Okay, pretty much. Okay, for the most part. That's why. Let's keep that in mind when they're like rolling through. Oh my God, the Eagles are so great. Well, they wouldn't be that great if they were as injured as the Giants are. All right. Let's keep that in mind. All right, then we got my next thing I got here was I saw this was Azeez Ojulari. What do we got? Sex chats. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I got some great chats here. Now the thing is, I also have let's see. The Azeez Ojulari, okay, he's getting really, really close, really, really close. Okay, he had a very, very good game, against the Dallas Cowboys. He had like 9 pressures. Okay, I mean, he's doing a really, really good game, really, really good game. The thing is, it's just. Unfortunately, he's not, he hasn't had an actual sack of a quarterback. He has 1 sack, but that was the strip sack of the ball on Lamar Jackson, which wound up being huge, which really helped the Giants cement the victory in the game against the Ravens. But he does not actually have a sack where he went in, got the quarterback, tackled him to the ground. Has not had that yet, but he's getting close. Okay. Now, the one thing is hopefully, okay, if we can get Azeez Ojulari back, all right, that might help, okay, him with the pass rush. I mean, hopefully, right? You have 2 good studs rushing the passer, right? Now, as I said, Azeez Ojulari, he has 30 snaps. He played in week 3 against the Cowboys. Then he played 30 snaps week 4 against Chicago. Okay. That's all he played. He's played in 60 snaps all season long. So where we were trying to hope and pray and all this stuff and everything that, we would have these 2 dynamic pass rushers / edge rushers, whatever you want to call them, right? In there at the same time, battling out. Azeez, had a great year last year. Maybe he'd get at least as much as he did. We were all kind of, well, maybe you think Kayvon can maybe break that sack record? And that's not happening. Because we were kind of hoping, one would feed off the other, right? But, it hasn't happened. As I said, Azeez played 781 snaps last year. He's only played 60 snaps this year. Now, hopefully, if we're lucky, I mean, because he's been out since week 4. Okay. Oh my God, with a calf. Okay. So week 5, week 6, week 7, week 8, week 9, week 10, week 11. I guess it would be week 12. We had a bye week, so week 13. I mean, he's missed like 8 or 9 weeks. But if he's able, he's missed over 2 months with this calf by the time next week rolls around. With the calf, over 2 months. Simply absolutely amazing. Okay, now as I said, Kayvon, so Kayvon missed the first 2 weeks. So did Azeez. So for us to get the two W's, all right, first 2 weeks of the season without both of those guys was pretty remarkable. Especially if you figure the first one was going up against Tennessee in Tennessee, rather remarkable. But they did play together week 3 and week 4. Kayvon played 37 snaps, okay, against Dallas, and then he played 46 snaps the week after that against the Bears. Okay, so they were on the field, okay, at the same time. Okay, for they were all right. Let's see. Against Dallas, Azeez had 30 snaps. According to PFF, he had no pressures. Against the Bears, okay, the next week, his last 30 snaps, he had 3 pressures. So basically, in 30 snaps, he basically had a pressure every 10 snaps. Okay, not too bad. Certainly not too shabby. All right. So he had 3, and in that same week, Kayvon had 4. So between the two of them, they had 7 total pressures. Okay, all right, nothing, nothing to write home about, but I mean, okay, not bad. But so we're kind of hoping maybe we can get the 2 guys on the field at the same time, and but he's getting close, Kayvon. All right, I got this one article here from the New York Post. Kayvon, and which is true. Kayvon snacked on the Cowboys. Micah Parsons sacked the Giants, which is true. The name of the game is disruption advantage Thursday to Thibodeau, who created 9 pressures, including 5 quarterback hits on 21 pass rushing snaps. Thibodeau's second career game sharing the field with Parsons was the second most effective. He had a 42.9% pressure rate. Of course, there were times when he was being held, but, the refs, I said, were either Vegas called him or the NFL called him or whatever it was and said the Cowboys have to win. Either the Cowboys have to win or the Cowboys have to win by something, because it was by Vegas, they have to win by so much or whatever. So the refs kind of kept that stuff in their pocket. You know what I mean? When Kayvon's coming around the edge and the guy's got him wrapped around by his throat and all of that. That ain't holding. No, Mike, come on. What are you talking about holding? That ain't no holding, right? So maybe somewhere along the line, maybe he'll start getting those calls. Maybe next year when he's not a rookie. Who knows? Okay. But he had 42.9% pressure rate for a player with at least 20 rushes across the NFL, right? It was the second most effective game, almost a 43% pressure rate on 20 rushes, on at least 20 rushes. Okay, so very, very good game. All right, and yet he didn't sack Prescott, and once again, neither did any of the Giants. Now, this is the second week in a row. All right. The Giants defense failed to record a sack for the second straight game, which had not happened since November 2017. And it was the 4th time, twice against the Cowboys in 11 games, with a 0 in the sack column. I mean, they just can't. I mean, I understand, pressure and this. I get it. But, come on. I understand. But Thibodeau says it definitely eats you alive when you miss those plays that they give you. Thibodeau said, you have to keep being a student of the game. I have to keep getting better. So there's opportunities I came here to make. So, which is true, In the name of the game is game-changing plays, advantage Micah Parsons, who turned his only 2 quarterback hits into sacks while playing 37 of his 43 snaps across from Pro Bowler tackle Andrew Thomas, basically because, Thomas was sick. He had an illness, right? So he was not feeling his best, right? It just would be nice to get he's getting close, right? But it sure would be nice to see him actually take a quarterback and wrestle that guy to the ground, wouldn't it? Just one of these times. Now as I said, 6 games left. Can we see one? As I said, he hasn't actually tackled the quarterback yet. He's getting close. All right. Hopefully it's just a matter of time. But I mean, he really had a very, very good game. All right. Now there's another stat here I saw. But the defense is missing an element of finish in the pass rush that Parsons, who had the Giants passed on in drafting 2021, offers. The Giants blitzed the second most frequently. They blitzed 37.8% of snaps. However, they ranked number 23rd in sacks with only 20. as I said, the last 2 weeks they haven't sacked the quarterback at all. Very, very sad. I know. I'm some of it also is I understand it. It's kind of tough when you have fourth and fifth string, sixth string, cornerbacks out there and all that. I mean, you may not want to put those guys on maybe so much on an island, so much and all, but maybe somewhere along the line, maybe we can, I don't know, get somebody else, another person. It's going to be kind of tough and maybe in free agency, but maybe we can draft another, good quality edge rusher, right? Which leads me up to my next, my third point, okay, is Darius Slayton, okay, last year with the Giants, okay, or maybe hopefully not, all right. I think I really think he's now has is he setting the world on fire? No, absolutely not. I mean, what do we got? 2020. He's only 27 receptions. Okay, but it's for 476 yards. He has 2 touchdowns. But he's averaging 17.6 yards of reception. But not only that, out of his 27 receptions, 22 of them for first downs. Okay, so when he catches the ball, we're moving the chains. You want to look at it too. 27 receptions, 22 for first downs, 2 touchdowns. So basically 24 out of his 27 receptions will either go for a first down or a touchdown. Okay. That's production. All right. Now, as I said, he only caught 3 balls, against the Cowboys, but they were for 63 yards. He averaged 21 yards of reception. And then against Detroit, he caught 5 passes for 86 yards. Okay. 17 yards of reception. Against Houston, he caught 3 balls for 31.67 yards of reception. Okay. Seattle, he caught 5 passes. Against Jacksonville, he caught 3 balls for 19.33 yards of reception. Baltimore, he only caught 1. Yeah, because there were sometimes we just didn't even have the guy on the field. He didn't play that many snaps. Right? Against Green Bay, he caught 6 passes. That was a huge game, right? But I mean, weeks 1, 2, 3, and 4, first 4 weeks of he caught 1 pass. Tennessee, right? I don't think he was even on the field at all, right? Against Carolina and Cowboys, he didn't. There was he wasn't targeted with any passes, right? Let me see here. Let me check this out here. Let's see if he was on the field for any snaps at all. Darius Slayton. Here we go. Offense. All right, let's see here. Okay, week 2 against Carolina, he was on had 4 snaps. Against the Cowboys, 14 snaps. Okay, against the Bears, 39 snaps. Okay, so week 1, he wasn't even on the field. Okay. But, I definitely think, without question, the Giants need to really re-sign him. I mean, I think, if we can get Robinson, going, right? If we have, obviously, Golladay won't be there after this season. We get Bellinger, we get Robinson, we get Slayton. Maybe we wind up re-signing Sterling Shepard and put him out there until he gets hurt again. But we'll have to wait and see. But we do re-sign Sterling Shepard. Obviously, the one nice thing about re-signing Sterling Shepard, he wants to be here and all that stuff, but it's not going to be a lot of money. Okay, because he's a walking injury waiting to happen. So, I mean, I definitely think that we need to sign Slayton. Now, the problem is that the Giants have, let me see here, 2023. Now, this right here, this is according to Spot Track, If you go, all of them seem to have different numbers. I'm not exactly sure why. Estimated salary cap space, the Giants have $51 million, Now, if they restructure Leonard Williams' contract, they let Kenny Golladay go, all right, they can certainly get some extra salary cap space in there without question. Because, I mean, you got Leonard Williams' cap hit next year is $32 million. Okay. If they want to re-sign him, okay. I don't know if they want to let him. I mean, they could let him go and they could say like $12 million, but they want to keep him there and maybe re-sign him and maybe, give him another couple years, right? Because he's still playing at a high level, right? Sign him for another couple years, right? Get that $32 million cap hit, bring that down, okay? Keep him on the team, especially maybe for another way. You have Dexter Lawrence and Leo the Lion there. Great 1-2 punch, okay, on the defensive line. But take that salary cap, that $32 million salary cap hit, bring that down. Get rid of Golladay. You'll save about $7 million there. So, I mean, they could save themselves probably at least $20 million between maybe restructuring Leonard Williams' contract and Kenny Golladay to go. So that'll give them about $71 million. I'm just throwing numbers out there, okay? But as I said, let's not forget we don't have a quarterback, unless you're thinking about Tyrod Taylor. We have to, if we're going to re-sign Daniel Jones, I'm not sure if we are. If we do, it won't be for a lot of money, okay? Or we're going to re-sign Saquon, right? Let's not forget about Julian Love. We got to re-sign that guy, okay? You're going to want to try to start, maybe extending some guys' contracts, right? But I think I think Darius Slayton would be a good, I think he's really proven that he wants to be here, and I think he can be a valuable weapon. I mean, we're not giving nobody's giving the guy $30 million a year, obviously, but I think he's warranted himself enough that when asked to, he's stepped up. Okay, and he's done well, and you see some of the plays he's made for the Giants this year so far have been very, very impressive. And I think without question, I think that the Giants need to think long and hard if they're going to let that guy go. All right, without question. I mean, what I would love to see, okay, would be getting now with the talent of the wide receivers coming out. Okay, you don't need the Giants are going to be picking anywhere from, I'm going to say 15 to 25. Just throwing numbers out there. All right. You can get yourself up from 15 to 25. You can get yourself a nice, I mean, obviously it's going to be best player available. I'm sure they're going to try. But you can get yourself a real nice wide receiver. But you can get yourself a nice wide receiver in the second round too. All right. It doesn't have to be in the first round. But I think we really want to try to spruce up, shall I say, the wide receiver position. Now it's going to be tough to do that in free agency, because if you're really trying to spruce it up, okay, bring somebody in who's really nice, it's going to cost you some money, okay? So instead of doing that, right, bringing somebody in that might cost you $20 million or so, right? Let's see if we can draft somebody, right? Maybe somebody in the first round or second round, somebody that can maybe, we got Wan'Dale, okay, we got Darius Slayton, Daniel Bellinger, right? I wouldn't be against maybe taking another tight end, the fourth or fifth round, right? Get somebody, who complement Daniel Bellinger, maybe give him a breather, right? I'm sure there'll be a tight end out there we can, think about drafting. But I mean, early on, let's see if we can get ourselves a wide receiver, because Galladay's gone, Tony's gone, right? As I said, maybe we get Sterling Shepard back while Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe Darius Slayton, but we need somebody. Really, really need somebody now. Unless by some crazy thing, we wind up signing OBJ. He's supposed to visit both teams, the Cowboys and the Giants. So we'll have to wind up waiting and see. I haven't heard anything yet, but apparently it was after Thanksgiving he was going to wind up doing that. So we'll have to wait and see. But I definitely think that Darius Slayton, without question, has earned himself a nice little contract extension. As I said, not going to be a ton of money, but I definitely think the Giants should think long and hard before they want to let that guy go. All right. As I said, he could just be another nice little piece to the puzzle that we can have. And I said, if we can just add at least another good wide receiver, right, in the draft, and maybe as I said, also got to start thinking about maybe re-signing Saquon, right? So we get Saquon, we get Bellinger, we get Wan'Dale Robinson, maybe Sterling Shepard, right? Darius Slayton, maybe we can get somebody good in the draft, right? We got some of those pieces to start, that would certainly help out. Okay. But yeah, as far as going out and signing a number one wide receiver in free agency, I don't see that happening because it's going to cost a lot of money. And the Giants have some money to spend, but I said they also have some of their own guys they have to re-sign as well. And I said, let's not also forget, okay, that the Giants could quite possibly have 11 picks, right? So it's going to cost quite a bit of money. Now they're not going to be drafting, right, in the top 5. So their first round pick's not going to cost them like $5-6 million a year, right? But you got to spend at least $10-11 million just to sign your draft picks. Right. Then let's not also forget that going into the season, you don't want what happened what we have that happened this year. All right, we have no money. That's why a lot of times why we're not bringing Landon Collins up. Right, we're keeping him on the practice squad because we bring him up one more time. You got to put him on the active roster, and then you got to, right? Then you got pay him. The money goes against the salary cap. Then the money that you have on a salary cap, we only got according to Spot Track, a little over $3 million. I've seen it where over the cap, I think it has us like $2 million, right? So that's why a lot of times we're not elevating Landon Collins. You do it one more time, he's going to go against the cap. So, right. But the Giants, got to think long and hard about, I think, Darius Slayton. I really think he's proven, okay, that he belongs on this team, that he wants to be on this team. Okay. I think he can be a valuable asset, I think, to the Giants in the future. But guys, it's been 41 minutes. Whew, shoot my mouth off. I'll tell you what, boy. It sucks talking about it after you lose. Hopefully we can rebound against the Commanders and be 8-4. All right, gives ourselves a shot at least making the playoffs. Right, but the only thing that sucks is that when you lose on a Thursday, it's a gut punch. Well, that's a little lower gut punch. Okay. You got to live with that for 10 days. That sucks. Hate that. It's nice having a win on Thursday. Then you got 10 days. You're feeling good. You're on top of the world. Not after a Thanksgiving loss, especially to the Cowboys or the Eagles, somebody like that. But anyway, guys, it's been 42 minutes. Once again, guys, anybody spent any time at all from the bottom of my heart, I thank you. And anybody spends any time at all watching the replay of this, once again, from the bottom of my heart, thank you, guys. Absolutely rock. And as always, guys, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.